Well, happy Memorial Day weekend. Everyone I know is enjoying the day off. Well, I am not. I'm working for you here. So we bring an interesting topic for women going through perimenopause. Brain fog is one of the symptoms. And, women can forget things. But we want to focus on the diet and nutrition that you need to focus to help with your memory health. To talk about this, we have Ramya Mahesh. She is a clinical dietitian with over 15 years plus experience, joining me live from Bangalore. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amita. Thanks for joining me. Lovely to be here. So today's topic was on memory during perimenopause and during the age of 40.
Yes, please start. So main thing what we want to, women who are going through perimenopause, probably in their 40s, right? Or late 30s also nowadays, then brain fog, as we said, could be one of the symptoms, and also short-term memory loss. Not short-term memory loss, but they forget things, right? Oh, where do I keep this? Where do I keep this? So now the thing is, and also we know the hormones are going down. If they don't take care of themselves now, they could have dementia as they grow older. So please talk to us about all these things.
I'll cover most of these points. So the first thing is during menopause, the key ingredients or key nutritional facts, what is more important is number one, antioxidant rich foods. Include plenty of fruits and vegetables in your diet as they are rich in antioxidants that help to protect brain cells from damage caused by free radicals like blueberries, strawberries, and leafy vegetables. Some of the cruciferous vegetables, which are rich in vitamin K and also beta carotene, helps a lot in reducing any of dementia. And I think omega 3 fatty acids incorporate food which are rich in omega 3 fatty acids as they play a vital role in brain health, memory function, and good source of fatty fish, walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds, and also some of the super seeds like hemp seeds. DHA is one of the most omega 3 fatty acids which is present in the cell membranes in brain. However, the human body is not so efficient in synthesizing DHA, so we have to largely depend on dietary supplements. And next is cut down all the simple carbohydrates and shift to whole grains, millets, and some kind of wheat, oats, quinoa. All this is a complex carbohydrates which plays a major support to the brain health. And healthy fat includes more of almonds and any of the nuts like super seeds and also the olive oil nuts and super seeds like flax seeds, chia seeds. That these fats provide essential nutrients and help in a like healthy brain function. So there are other kinds of macronutrients which plays a major role. Number one, protein has to play a major role in the intake. So make sure your intake of protein is not reduced. For example, if your weight is 60 kg, like your requirement of protein is 60 grams. So you can divide this protein for each meal, like 20 grams in your morning breakfast, 20 grams in your lunch, and 20 grams for your dinner. Is this clear? Am I audible, Amita?
Yes, please go ahead. So you talked
Yeah.
a lot about the seeds and some of the fats. So what and the protein intake, right? Everyone talks about that. So
Yes.
what would be we're not trying to design a meal plan here, but just on an average level, what everyone talks about uptake of your protein intake, right? And the fats. So what
Yes.
should on a daily basis, what should it look like?
Okay. So focus more on protein in a plate comparatively with the carbohydrates and the simple sugars, and focus more on PUFA and MUFA source. Mainly PUFA and MUFA comes from all the super seeds and all the seafoods. So this to be staple in the two major meals, which provides good omega 3 fatty acids and also good amount of PUFA and MUFA, which helps in cognitive functions. Yeah.
Okay, and then what else can women do? Any, you think, protein supplements or anything like that, herbs or?
Supplements, you have to mainly focus on omega-3 fatty acids and DHA. DHA and EPA plays a major role in cognitive function. DHA cannot be synthesized inside the body, so had to be taken as a supplement, either through any of the tablets, or if you are good intake of seafoods, that also has good DHA and omega-3 fatty acids, which can be synthesized inside the body. When it comes to micronutrients plays a major development in cognitive development and function and decline, as it in the production of enzymes, hormones, and necessary compounds. Vitamin A, iodine, and iron are particularly significant with a memory and brain function. Study on vitamin D also has shown association between the cognitive function in middle life. So we have to focus mainly on B6, B12, folate, and niacin in our plan. Any of the green leafy vegetables has more rich of folate, which can be included in as a whole. And vitamin D also plays a major role because 25 hydroxy vitamin cannot be synthesized inside the body, has to be taken as an additional source. And during 40 years, like we usually say to check your vitamin D test to whether you're deficient with vitamin D.
Okay, just talk to us a simple, like let's say Indian women, for example, because we are focusing on culturally sensitive women here, in the sense like if for Indian women it's a different diet as opposed to a Latino or Asian women, Japanese. So for an Indian woman, what would a sample lunch or breakfast, what would it look like?
Okay. So we say the plate meal is what we have to focus on. Plate meal is half of your plate should consist of protein and fiber, and the remaining should come from your carbohydrates and good amount of probiotic foods. It can be a curd, or because probiotic foods plays a major role in the absorption of B12. So probiotic foods also to be included in the plate. Half of the plate should consist of protein and fiber. Especially the DASH diet and Mediterranean diet has a progressive improvement in cognitive skills. So mainly with the Asian population, we take very less of Mediterranean or DASH diet. So we usually focus and advise to have good amount of seafoods and also lean meats in the plate. When it comes to, if they are a vegetarian or a vegan based, they have to focus on dal and pulses or legumes as the main source of protein.
So you talked about the dals or the beans, what we call it here. Any particular type of beans that women should focus on? There are so many beans, especially coming from Indian groceries here, right? So any particular type that we should start focusing on when we are going through this?
Yeah, legumes and dal mainly, the usage of legumes and dal have become more unpolished now. We say more of tur dal can be included, soyas can be included, but soya to be taken in the processed form because it has goitrogen. The processed form are better absorbed, so soya is a good source of protein here. Dal and legumes, all dal and legumes has good amount of protein. Mainly the tur dal has 16 grams of protein for one whole cup, so it is equivalent to half of the protein requirement in the breakfast, so that can be focused on.
Okay, so you said tur dal, right? The one that you make the sambar with, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What about flours? When you walk into, like, we are all brought up in wheat flour, like, the typical roti flour, at least our generation. And then now you see so many different flours, like millets and sorghum. So your thoughts on type of flour that women should switch from the traditional wheat flour to something else?
Yes. The mainly when we are talking about any of the flour, what we use, I think gluten nowadays, it is a genetically modified GI food, what we say, but it hinders many of the nutrients which is absorbed. So that can be limited in a overall intake and shift to jowar or bajra if you have those options, because that has additional calcium and also other vitamins and minerals. So gluten can be restricted weekly thrice, but not on every day basis. Along with that, some of the millets which are rich in calcium and other source of vitamins, that also can be included. And we usually say instead of making flour, because when we make a flour, we don't chew much because most of the digestion starts from our salivary glands. So you have to have like broken wheats. Broken wheat are much has dense nutrients comparatively with the flour, because flour is too processed form. So the broken wheat are much better and healthier. Even same with millets as well. Millets, when you take it as a whole form, it has better nutrients comparatively with the flour what we use.
Okay, that's actually really helpful because we love, the rotis, the Indian population here. But so you covered a lot. I'm just going to summarize it. The only other thing I wanted to add was you talked about tur dal. What about the moong dal? The green moong dal. That also is also considered very good, right? As far as the protein intake, correct?
Yes. Tur dal, comparatively, the GI absorption, what we can say, the gastric formation, the bloating happens more with tur dal. Whereas moong has lesser GI thing. So it will not affect much of our gastric bloating issues and all. So moong can also be replaced with tur if they have too much of gastritis or bloating issues.
Okay. All right. Well, this is a quick 10-minute session that we bring on a daily basis just to give simple tips. It's not meant for any medical education or diet plans. So we are also going to have our launching on July 16th, which I will be sharing with everyone. Anything else you'd like to share, your social, your website, or anything else? You're welcome to do that, Ramya.
Yes, I'm active in Instagram as well. Like I'll share the link after this session. You can share the link on the FB and also the Instagram link.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the weekend, long weekend, Memorial Day. Signing off. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Amita.